Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and I still love this update. I love that I can click this help button right there. Oh, it's the best. Anyway, while you guys were gone, a lot has happened in the world of Middle-earth, at least in RiseToWar's version. Here's what's going on. Battle is joined everywhere. It's been craziness. Also, this music is so epic. I got moved. I got stuck back over here on the side again. I was way up at the front line and someone moved me. I'm trying to move down into the battle down here. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. A lot of you see, I'm right here actually right now with my army. But we've been it's been kind of crazy. We're kind of at the point that I feel like everybody in the server is kind of like, it's at that point where like, yeah, I think we'll move to the next game. It's like you're playing a risk game and you're just kind of like, at a certain point you're like, yeah, okay, you're gonna win, buddy, let's just I surrender. Though that's not totally true. Linden has been pretty massively strong, and so it's, I mean, everyone's been really strong. It's also been very impressive to see the dwarves holding their mountain for the past you know, many, I mean, they've really been also, I love how the music changes depending on where you are. Did you notice how I left Mordor and we got the Dwarven theme for this game? I think that's cool. So, anyway, so very excited. We've had some more visual updates to this game lately, which is pretty cool as well. I'll talk about that in more videos later on. But it's just been really, it's been really cool. We got lots of stuff going on. There's a lot of battles up here. I had some really awesome battles. Also, I gotta say, as out of nice people, this guy, really good battle. Technically, I was countered, I guess, but I won because I've got scary Gimli. This is damage. But he was actually a cool guy. He messaged me and said, hey, dude, your Gimli's amazing. Which I gotta, you know, honors, man. Like, people do that. That's cool. I find that really cool. Also, his Gimli's pretty awesome, too. I could just see that he's more respect for. I'd assume he's more of a free-to-play player, to maybe just a tiny bit of spending. And very nice setup, mind you. Gotta compliment him. Very nice setup. He did quite well against me, too, all things considered. Granted, I mean, I won, but, you know, that's to be expected. It's my main PvP army you fought. But it's still, it was pretty cool. It was just, I think that's cool when people, you know, reach out to you. Like he said, that Gimli of yours is sweet. Like, I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Nice battle. You know, I feel like if that happened a little more in this game, which it does happen, mind you, I really appreciate people like this. Just throwing that out there. I think people like this is awesome. So if you see this, my friend, good job. I just thought I'd honor him in that. Let's see here. Can I zoom out a little bit here? If you notice, we have now, I've showed you this in the past, but this is the new Tactician mode. It definitely loads better now. They've done some work on it. It's not as laggy and glitchy as it was before, because it was pretty laggy and glitchy before. It was kind of hard to even play the game sometimes with it, but it's definitely better now. So, but there's some combat going on over here. I have had some crazy damage numbers out of my Gimli. Oh my goodness. I think did I take screenshots? I think I took some screenshots of it for you guys. Gosh, I want to find it and show you really bad. Let me find it. Baruch Khazad. All right, here we go. I found the screenshots. So you can see some crazy damage coming out of Gimli right there. My Gimli did 165,000 damage by himself. I'm very happy about this number. Very, very happy. It is a very good number. For all of those out there playing RiseToWar, you're like, that's crazy. Not to mention, my Dane also did 105,000 by himself. A lot of people asked me the question, why do you put all your gear on Gimli and don't just flip it all and put it all on Dane? Dane is good too, but I will say I've seen some Zenith Danes and Bjorns, and they're hitting for the same amounts that my Gimli's hitting for. So Gimli is very strong. Gimli's right up there with them. He's not like raw, just as good as they are, but that's pretty awesome. Anyway, yeah, so I actually also had another battle where my Gimli actually did 165,000. You see I mentioned it here. Nope, that's Lord of the Rings Online. Wrong picture. So anyway, I'm very happy about that with my Gimli. He's hitting extremely hard, and this game has been very fun. And again, really honorable opponents from everybody. You know, it's been nice. Even us being kind of overwhelmingly strong this season, which it's kind of hard in this game to balance it in a way of the strong and weak and how people set up. It's hard to games like this to make it like always balanced, and it's not really the devs' fault, right? It depends on, like, you have a big group of people who have really strong accounts, and there's 200 of them. They're just super organized and they're constantly battling, and that's really like my fellowship I've been in, and also we're allied with our, you know, All Things Middle Earth's fellowship, which has been fun this season to play with them. We're very strong fellowships, so it's been kind of us versus the server. Now we've made it that way so it would be more fun, right? We're kind of like, everybody fight us, basically, right? But it's still, we have been pushed back a few times, but it's nothing to be super hard. And this is not a slight at any of the other people on the server we're playing with this season. They have all been really good warriors and good fighters. It just comes down to numbers, right? And again, we have very strong players. I'm like moderately strong in my group, right? Like, I have a very strong PvP group here with Gimli in this setup. Like, I'm strong. I'm definitely not a weak player, obviously, but I'm just comparatively to some of my allies in my fellowship who are just absolute monsters. Okay, they're whale kraken hybrids. That is a joke. They're really strong. That terminology, by the way, is kind of like how strong someone's account is usually. Sometimes that'll relate to how much someone spent money on a game like this, because yes, RiseToWar does have that tendency to be kind of like pay to win to an extent. But I will say, as a player of a long time, and I have another free-to-play account which I do play on, where I've spent almost zero money on, versus this account that I've spent money on over the time, it does just matter if you play. If you're just having fun taking tiles and just daily get on to roll for things, you will become a stronger account over time, absolutely. Now, I'd recommend joining a fellowship, right, with other people who are strong as well. That really helps out if you're going to try to get, like, where you're, like, succeeding at PvP world domination of Middle Earth. But at the same time, you can still just play and have fun and not really care what the outcome of your reward is that season for whatever title. If you're just having fun to collect your stuff and take tiles and stuff like that, just be friendly with people around you. It happens. Now, will there be times if you do that and you get ran over by another big group? Well, of course, yes. But usually, if you're someone doing like that, you find some little spot over in the corner, you'll be fine. You just be like, hey, can you not kill me? To people. Or, you know, try to join a big group. Maybe they'll, you know, they might let you come in. A lot of groups will have, there's a max number you can have in a fellowship. So sometimes that makes it worth a little harder kind of stuff to invite other people, even though we'd want to. It like kind of limits it, right? So it kind of helps if you're like in the same faction as someone who's a very strong big group. So if you're some solo new player and you're choosing your faction and it says one faction is almost full, might not be a terrible choice to pick the almost full faction over the very empty faction, because the very empty faction will most likely get mowed over. All right, so just a little advice there. All right, have a great day. Again, this is just the RiseToWar is just a giant risk board game. Okay. It's far more complicated than that. That's why I do guide videos on it. But in a nutshell, it is a phone game, and it is fun. I actually think the majority of the community is fun in game. You will get the occasional troll. I'd stay out of the world chat most of the time, unless you have a really nice server. But it is a fun game. But there are definitely going to be limitations at a certain point if you're trying to get to be like the top ranking person. You're going to probably won't need to spend money on it. So I just throw that out there to kind of let people know. I love the game. I make videos on the game. I like playing it as a side game. I play a lot of other Lord of the Rings games on my channel as well, and a lot of different content. But I still think this is a good game, and I have a good group of people I know, and some other content creators as well as other players. So that's why I still play it and enjoy it. And it does have some fun aspects to the PvP stuff. There's some things I gripe about, right, with updates and stuff. And there's some things that I think are improvements of the game that the devs did a really good job on. So I'm kind of, you know me, I kind of look at the good and the bad. I give it all here. This is Zollin Ironshield. See you in the next one, my friends. Stay happy. Thanks to the Patreons. Subscribe button's there. Next episode's over there. And Baruch Khazad, Khuzad, I menu. See you in the next one.